Hey guys, welcome to Loans and Drones. This is episode 35, and I've literally been waiting to meet Jeff Stainer, who is one of the funniest agents I know in the industry. And literally, I met him a couple years ago at an event, and within 30 seconds, he had me crying laughing. So, with that being said, let's go.
How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful today.
What do you have for us?
Well, we've got a lot of good stories we're going to be talking about, and a lot of good events, going this year in real estate.
Yeah, awesome. So let's rewind a little bit. What started you out in the real estate? What got you into the world of real estate?
Well, my second career, I was in the music industry, and I owned a retail music store, a wholesale company. And I took care of 162 major endorsees, from Aerosmith to Garth Brooks to, REO Speedwagon sticks, all those kind of things for the brand of amplifiers that I was selling. And I did a lot of National Association of Musical Merchant type trade shows. And one of my clients during all that was Gary Jacklin, my real estate broker.
Yeah.
So once I got out of the music industry in 2000, when my last child was born, and I decided what's going to be my third career of my life. And Gary goes, "You'd be a great real estate agent." I go, "Gary, I'm not really fond of realtors." I go, "I had a couple in my life. They weren't really representing what I need them to do. They're kind of just not what I thought they should be."
Yeah.
He goes, "Jeff, you got salesman skills. You got this, you got that. You got a personality. You got all this stuff. You'd be great. Come talk to me." So I talked to him. I go, "Gary, here's the deal. Everybody hears about, you can work part-time and make a lot of money and do your own hours." I go, "It's not about all that. To me, is if I want to be a realtor, I want to do it for the right reason. I want to make the profession better than what I thought it was coming in." So that's how I differentiate myself more than most of the realtors out there, because I did it because I want to make it better. I worked 7 days a week for 23 years, all hours a day. I put off family events, whatever he needs. Clients are always first. Yeah. So I joined Gary's firm, and I stayed with Remax Action for 23 years.
Wow.
And everybody goes, "Why don't you change offices?" I go, "Why? The grass may be greener on the other side, or whatever. It might be a different shade of green, but it really comes on, in my opinion, it's really not about the brokerage so much. It's really about the agent. How do they do the work? How do they treat their clients? And how they grow their business."
Yeah.
Because it truly is a business. I mean, you have to put money in this business to get money out, but you also have to do a good job.
Right.
I was always concerned about doing a good job, going way above what I thought a good job was. I wanted to know more than, look at the pretty color of the paint on the walls. I want to know everything about those houses and how they're constructed, and what makes good houses versus not so good houses, and things like that, and guide my clients in the correct way, so they make correct decisions, so I can go to bed at night knowing that they bought the right house.
Yeah. And so what was the year that you got in the business?
2001, 2.
Okay.
Right there.
All right. So I got in 98. I do remember Gary Jacklin, and I hadn't seen him in years, but our office was right in Wheaton, right in Rice Lake. So that's where we were. When I first got in the business, I was like 24 years old. So
wow,
I was a baby, but I didn't know what escrow account was for one full year, just to be honest with you. I know what that is now. So just so you know.
Oh, there you go. Good.
Yeah. So I love the authenticity. I mean, I think that in this world, so many people come in thinking they're going to get rich quick, and you came in with the authentic thought that you're going to better the community of real estate, which is, I've heard a lot of really successful agents say that, and that's what keeps them in business. And you talked about off camera a little bit too, is, getting burned out. Like, have you ever experienced that? I mean, throughout your years, or? I
try not to or even think about that, because I try to bring humor into things, and I stay busy, so I don't get, if I sat back and I wasn't busy, then I would probably know, why am I doing this, or think about doing something else. Yeah. But I mean, this one house is just going on the market today, matter of fact. I mean, very expensive house, poorly maintained, single guy, divorce, and then you can imagine the condition of the house was, even though it's a very expensive house. I mean, I epoxied his shower 3 times, took all the caulk, re-epoxied everything, put all new faucets that were broken in. For nothing. I regrouted all his bathroom floors and I spent 36 hours there before the house even goes on the market.
Wait, you did that?
Oh yeah. I still have some of the epoxy in my fingers I couldn't get out, but yeah, I did it all.
Oh my God. See,
so you can mix 2 parts of paint, but see, that's how I differ than everybody else, because everybody else would go, oh, hire this guy or hire that guy. The problem is today, you can't get those guys for the right price sometimes, or when you need them. Yeah. So I know how to do a lot of stuff, because when I grew up, my dad was an engineer, and anything that broke in the house back in the 60s and 70s and all that, you went to Sears Parts and you bought the parts. So you fixed the wash machine, you fixed the dryer, you fixed the ironing, whatever it was.
Right.
So I learned how to do all that stuff. Yeah. I don't tell people I know how to do it. Otherwise, I'd be a 24/7 handyman for free. But I mean, when I see the need to get things done, to move things, push them down so I get this thing listed, I will step up and do whatever it takes to get done.
Well, the cool part about that little mini story there is the fact that you saw somebody that was selling. And a lot of times we think these are glamorous stories, like it's a happy story for people.
Right.
This isn't a happy story. The guy's disheveled with like all this stuff going on in crisis mode. And you're there to really befriend him, more than just a real estate agent that is actually selling a house.
Well, it's also about the trust factor. A lot of these people, internet and all of social media is great, but it portrays a lot of people in different ways, right? So to gain someone's trust by doing this work or that work, whatever the case may be, really gets a bond. Because when I sell real estate, I always say, Jeff Sainer is me, myself, and I, but my sellers and the buyers and attorneys and the lenders and all that stuff are all my team. Mm-hmm. So we work together to get the end result that we all desire. But to me, real estate is nothing more than communication. Buyer wants to buy, seller wants to sell. Put all the drama aside. Let's figure out how to get it to the closing table. And where everybody, like the old days, all showed up and everybody's like neighbors and friends for the next 40 years. Mm-hmm. That has gone away, especially during COVID. Mm-hmm. Even during COVID, I went to every one of my closings, even when you weren't supposed to. You were, you can't come in here. I go, yeah, I sat in the lobby. I sat on the car. And I can't tell you how many times closings had issues back then, because, no one read anything or did anything properly, right? But so I can say for all my years of 1,200 whatever transactions, I went to every one of my closings.
Wow.
Yeah, never missed one.
Never missed one.
Except
12 years.
Okay, quote, 2 weeks ago I was out of town, so I did miss one that day, but I was on the phone during the whole thing and FaceTiming.
Yeah.
So that one I was not physically there, but.
Well, so us being in the industry as long as we have, you kind of carry some of those things that are old school, but they still work.
Absolutely.
And I think that's something where I tell a couple of my loan officers on my team, go to the closings. There's opportunity every time. Not to mention, if something goes wrong, you're there to fix it and you look like the pro.
Right.
Just like kind of what you're doing with your listings, right?
Right. I mean, I can't tell you, probably 20 or 30% of the time, not so much lately, but in the past, there are errors on the closing statement. Somebody forgets a credit, somebody reverses the commissions checks, or somebody, the attorneys forget to put their fees on, or whatever the case. So therefore, another third pair of eyes catches it, and then we got to fix this before it's all done. So, I always tell my clients too, once I write a contract or once I list your house, I'm involved with that house from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I don't, pass it off to a transaction coordinator or that person or that person. You call with a problem, Jeff Sainer answers the phone. Just as that attorney just called as we were entering in this room. Problem, we solve it. And that's how I differentiate myself as well.
Yeah.
And I take great pride in being a part of every letter. My wife says, oh, you micromanage too many things. I go, I do, but for a reason. The reason is I want to make sure everything gets done to my level of expectations, because since COVID, a lot of people don't work that same level. Oh, we'll get it tomorrow. No, wrong. People are very emotional during a real estate transaction. So things need to be handled in a way where it takes the stress out of people. I want people to, at the end of my closing, go, wow, I didn't even know I was buying a house. Or
right.
I didn't even know I saw. This is the greatest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Where other people you talk to, oh my God, it was terrible. This was bad, or that,
Yeah.
So I don't want that. I want people to be happy.
Right.
And so I always try to bring humor in every one of my showings. And I've seen a lot of crazy stuff and a lot of crazy things over my years.
Well, let's get into it. What do you got for us? What's the number one funny story that you remember right off the top of your head right now?
There's a lot of them. All right. So in 2020, I did the funniest moments of real estate. I rented out a big theater and I put on 9 skits, spent a lot of money, did backdrops and built things. It was pretty cool. One of the skits, it was a house in Naperville and the water was turned off and everything was done. And this couple wanted to come over to rent it. So they brought grandpa. So as I'm walking the family, the younger couple through the lower level, Grandpa goes, "Oh, I'm going to go upstairs." Oh, and so Grandpa goes upstairs. So, and going through the kitchen, and then the wife goes, "Hey, where's Grandpa?" And the husband goes, "Well, it's your Grandpa. Call him." So, "Grandpa, I'm up here." And he comes out of the bathroom shaking. And she goes, What did you do?" He goes, "The toilet won't flush." And he went number 2. And I looked down there and there it was. So I go, "You're lucky I'm a professional real estate agent." And so I went out in my car. I got a pair of rubber gloves and paper towels. And she goes, "What do you want me to do with this?" I go, "Well, that can't stay there." So she goes, "So here you go." And so the wife looked at the husband, "Well, you're going to do it." She goes, No, that's your grandfather. I'm going to take grandfather out of you. You can do it. So the wife put the rubber gloves on, reached out, grabbed it, wrapped it up in paper towels. She put it in her purse and took it with her.
Oh my gosh.
And that's a woman, man. That was a crazy woman. So they looked. So
it wasn't an expensive purse, was it?
But
we don't know.
It was a normal purse, but so the husband goes, "Oh, I guess we'll take the house since Grandpa already put a deposit on it." But it was pretty bad. But she took it with. That was one of the more funnier stories.
How do you not do that without gag reflexes?
Man, she went down and did it. So when we did it in the 2020 event, I went to Amazon and bought the big fake one and put it. We bought toilets and reacted the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Then I had another guy one time. He wanted to see if a fireplace worked, but during home inspections, a lot of times they will not turn it on because of liability and safety issues and all that. But I promised him, "Hey, during the final walkthrough, we'll make sure that fireplace works." So at the end of the final walkthrough, he goes, "Oh, Jeff, we forgot to light the fireplace." I go, "No problem. I'll go out my car and get the long, Bic lighter because it was a gas thing." And he goes, "Okay." So I go outside, I couldn't find it right. It took me about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm coming back in and I see this guy bent over into the fireplace with the gas turned on. I could hear shh. And when you start those, you turn it on slow. You don't turn it on full blast.
Right.
He turned it on full blast. I go, "Stop!" But as he didn't hear me because his head's in the fireplace.
Oh, no.
He finally gets the thing to light. It shoots a flame like 10, 15 feet out into this living room, burns all his facial hair, his hair, his beard, everything, hair off his arms. And he's smoking. And he goes, "I have made fire." I go, yeah, it was burned out the whole entire house. So he goes to the closing completely singed. It was awesome. So I've seen a lot of stupid stuff in my life.
It just sounds like a cartoon.
If I could write a book or go on Comedy Central, I'd kill them every night.
Oh my gosh!
Because it's amazing what people are in real situations do.
Yeah.
And I just look at that. I go, people are crazy. I mean, it's like a life story out there.
I'm just picturing this guy at the closing table. He's still smoking.
Oh yeah. So this other one, I'll tell you one other funny story.
All right.
So go to this house. It was previously or currently listed with another company. So I walk up to the house. This particular gentleman shows up at the door with a Winchester 30-30 rifle. He looks at me, looks at my car, goes, "I hate realtors. Come on in." So I go, okay. I thought to myself, this guy's got a gun in his hand, but I like challenges. So I sit at the kitchen table. It was a round table. He puts a gun like this. He goes, "Okay, let's talk real estate."
Wait, it wasn't pointed at you, was it?
Yeah.
Come on.
I kid you not. So I go to the guy. I go, "Can you, after about 20, 30 minutes of talking, can you undo?" "Oh, yeah. He takes the gun, pops it out, takes a bullet out of the chamber, puts it on the stock. I go, "Can we see the rest of your house?" So then go around his house. Every table he had in his house had a weapon on it, but the weapons were not like Bass Pro type. they were like Navy SEAL type. So I was like, oh my God. So I go, this is going to be a challenge, but I'll take your listing. So listed the house. So get the house listed. I made him put all the guns away. And he had this gun safe about the size of this wall with tons of cash and weaponry. I mean, it was kind of like a prepper kind of guy. He had 100 rolls of paper towels when you didn't need paper towels. I mean,
right.
You know, all this kind of stuff. So anyway, long story short, one agent was supposed to show his house at 2:00. She showed up at 10 a.m. And this house was kind of a farmhouse that was added on. And his bedroom was off to the living room with the French doors. So 10:01, I get a call from a lady screaming at the top of her lungs. And I could not make a one word what she was saying, but she sounded like she was going to get killed. I mean, it was like, oh my God. So I go, what the heck was that? She hangs up on me. 10:02, he calls. Jeff, I think we're going to have a problem here. I go, okay, screaming lady. He never calls me, right? I go, okay, what's the problem?
Very calm serial killer
well,
voice.
you know, last night, Thursday night, I stayed up at 2:30 in the morning drinking some shine. See, when he used to get depressed, he would go down the Appalachian Mountains, get moonshine, that 160 proof, and he drank like a gallon of that stuff. So he was not feeling good that morning, right? So I'm laying in bed naked and a few other things. And he goes, I hear voices in my living room. I go, my brain is thinking, okay, I heard her voice, so I know she's alive.
Yeah, right.
So I go, what happened? What happened? He goes, well, I kicked open the door, kicked at the dogs, put my gun in her head, and what the blank are you doing in my house? I go, oh my God.
God.
Yeah. I go, what happened next? She ran out my door, left my front door open, hopped in her car and took her client and ran out of here. I go, thank God. I go, well, I'm so sorry. You know, her showing was at 2:00, not 10:00. I go, I understand. So I call Gary. I go, hey, Gary, we got a problem. But the problem, real problem was that lady took her listings and goofed them up. So she entered at a wrong time. So she was in the wrong. So if he actually shot her, it was breaking and entering. So I learned something from that episode. And the second part of that whole thing was this guy had 1 day post-closing possession. So I'm watching him. So I had to go there the next day. And this guy's loading all his thousands and thousands of rounds in this pickup truck. So I go, blank, what do you have in this thing? So he showed me these guys. He had zombie Bill killer. I mean, all this crazy stuff. And no, I did not help him buy the next house. I said, I'm done with this guy.
Yeah.
And so he goes, well, thank you so much for seeing my guns. I go, why is that? He goes, well, next time I kill somebody, it's got your prints on it. I go, note to self, never touch another guy's guns.
Come on.
No, I'm dead serious. So it was, it was unbelievable.
What town was that in?
West Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing about it too, he goes to the closing table and he was short like $300 on something was missed on the closing statement, right? So the attorney goes to him, we're short about $300. Do you have a check or do you? Guy goes, no, he doesn't believe in banks or checks. So he whips out this wad of cash, all hundreds. He whips out $300. And the attorney goes, aren't you afraid to carry that much cash? He goes, no, I got 2 of these. Well, not too much on Derringer. At the closing table, we go, holy crap, put that stuff away. So yeah, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in my life.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can write a book. But, you know, it's just like, but at the end of the day, it's all about closing the property to the next buyer and getting everybody calmed down and doing it. And you got it all done.
Yeah. Wow.
There's 100 of those type crazy stories in my life.
Yeah. That's, you do like, and the beauty with you is, you know how to present this story where people just, you should have been a comedian, you know? So,
well, you just think is like, how is this even possible? Or how is this even real? How do people get away with doing all this kind of craziness? Because I don't do any of that stuff in my life, but I see it a lot.
Well, it's funny when you brought up that story. I'm like, wait, was that my client? Because in my first deal that I had was probably 1999. I got the business in 98. My first referral from a real estate agent was in 1999. And I was so excited about it. Like I said, I didn't know what an escrow account was, but I showed up as a Saturday morning, appointment. It was 95,000 degrees. And I had a Honda Civic. They looked like lunar mobiles at that time. Remember those? Yeah. So I'm sweating bullets to get there in a full suit. I show up and waiting 30 minutes. Nobody shows. And after that, I just go, all right, fine. I'm going to the Cubs game, get drunk or whatever. and wound up coming in Monday. And the realtor called me and she said, have you seen the headlines? Because this is when there was newspapers too. This is the other thing.
Right.
So I go, no. She goes, our client was served a search warrant on Friday night. He comes to the door with a shotgun or 22, starts opening fire on the police.
Wow.
They shot him dead. Shot him dead.
No loan there.
Well, I thought it was a dead deal. And then
no pun intended.
No pun intended. The wife comes back 30 days later with $60,000 life insurance. Boom. We wound up closing like 60 days later on a new home.
Wow. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just don't know. I had another lady that this is back right at the cusp of 2005 when the markets just started tanking. This is when they still had like what we call BC or hard money loans,
right.
You know, stuff that was really difficult where you could actually breathe fog on a window and get a loan. She sells her place, quits her job, and has $100,000. It's just buying a simple condo, but I did a no income, no asset type of loan, just basically a no doc loan. And I talked to the agent at the time. I said, does she have help with this? Oh yeah, she's got like 10 partners. I'm like, okay, all right. As long as she's got people helping her out with this, it's fine. I don't mind a primary residence. Little did I know that she was writing contracts on 2 or 3 other places at the same time, buying simultaneously. So she was trying to get into this HGTV overnight type of show where, you know, she wanted to try to make money by flipping properties.
Sure.
And didn't work because the market changed and shifted. So then she freaks out, and I guess she tried drinking paint thinner to kill herself.
Oh my God.
Like maybe about, 30 or 45 days later, the realtor then told me that the brother came in, bailed her out with everything. But that was like a couple just quick stories. But we all have these.
Right.
If you've been in the business long enough, you have some crazy stories like this. People are strange, like the Doors used to say, right?
Right.
So, but what are you seeing right now in the market? Like, are you seeing, I know I'm seeing crazy people, even deals I have right now are crazy people, but are you seeing, interesting stuff right now in today's world or?
Oh, what I'm seeing is that the houses that are prepared, that look nice and are priced correctly are the ones that are selling very quickly and things like that. But then there's a lot of headlines because, price drops or whatever. You see some of those, but some of those houses are not very good.
Yeah.
Just like after COVID, everybody had time to fix their houses up. And they sold them at a higher price. That's when really the whole market kicked, right? But then the neighbor down the street goes, well, John sold his house for that. I'm going to put my house for this. But his house wasn't prepared. So then you put it at the higher price, and then there was a slight price reduction period at that point in time. So I see a little bit of that going now. I think there's a lot of news out there, a lot of noise out there. So, but again, I did a home inspection yesterday, putting a house on the market today, putting another house on the market tomorrow. So there's still a lot of activity, and you just got to keep out finding the right buyers and all that good stuff, and the right sellers.
Yeah.
And you got to work, and that's the key. You got to pick up your phone. It's not about Jeff standing in front of this beautiful house, and doing this whole monologue about the property. They don't care about Jeff Sander offhand. Even though I'm cool, but I'm just kidding you. But they care about the property. They care about the price. A long time ago, I had a lady tell me, drones don't sell homes. People do. And I thought about it. I go, you're right. People sell homes.
Right.
I mean, you can have the greatest picture in the whole world, but at the end of the day, it's the people that put the deal together, the people that do all that stuff. So, there's a lot of stuff. But I think I'm very optimistic. I think the market is going to continue. I think this year, July, August was a little soft, but that's been soft for the last 6 years. And the reason is everybody goes on vacation. You get the whole, second quarter, kids get out of school,
right?
All the realtors and all the parents with the kids go on vacation. August comes out, we got to get everybody ready for college and all that stuff. Yeah. So then September kind of settles in, and then we had a lot of news with the war stuff going on, and political stuff, all that stuff going on.
Right.
And folk, in the stock market doing some crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, people need a place to live, either renting or buying, and people need to move. So, and people need jobs, and those jobs are sometimes in area or out of area. So this year I saw a lot of divorces, a lot of people who have passed. So there's a lot of reasons why people move. Yeah. So I think it's going to continue, obviously, and I think interest rates, where they're at would be greater if they came down a little bit more. But it's going to still be a very good year next year, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the market's leaning in that direction. I think a lot of people were deflated because of the lack of inventory.
Yeah,
You
that's the
know,
big key. That's
yeah,
the big key.
and so I mean, remember we had like Portillo lines out on open houses 2 years ago, just
Yeah, we did.
because rates were still pretty decent, but then the inventory issue hit, and the birth rate of buyers, millennials, came through the system. And I think I felt like just watching some of these people come through open houses, it was like you see them war torn from like going and being deflated by lost offers. So hopefully this will balance out, and like you said, maybe the rates will level off a
I
little
think
bit.
so.
But yeah, you're exactly right. People need a place to live, so it's just one of those things where this market in particular is great for people that are seasoned like yourself, that come with the authenticity, character of wanting to do right by the client, because we had a lot of lazy people. Like back in 2021, we had 410,000 loan officers that were licensed loan officers. Now we're coming up on 2026. We have 79,000.
Yeah, big
Those are
reduction.
Yeah, those are licensed, and we're trying to get renewals. But I guarantee there's going to be more fallout even after that. So you're spot on with like leveling up the service and actually saying you're going to see a level up of professional service because people like yourself are in the industry.
Right.
You're not getting the lazy people or the people that just, like you said, want to do the glitz and glam little video and throw it out there, and see if it sticks.
I did a talk a couple of years ago at a local high school and in front of a business class. And this one boy goes, well, I'm going to go to U of I. I'm becoming an engineer, and I want to be a part-time realtor. I said, don't do it. His teacher looked at me and was like, wait a second, you're here promoting real estate and you're telling this kid not to do it. I go, think about it. You're going to be an engineer. Requires a lot of schooling, a lot of hours of work during the day. And if I'm a buyer or I'm a seller, I want to go out at 2:00 in the afternoon to see a property that just came on the market. Are you going to be able to take me? The answer is no. So when you get home from 6:00 or 7:00, when you work downtown or wherever you're going to work, at 7:30 at night, it's going to be too dark to see houses, so you're going to leave the weekend. But say what happens if you get married, you have children, you got soccer games to go to or open houses to do. When are you going to have a life? This is a job, in my opinion, you can't really do part-time to do your clients justice and yourself justice, because like I said earlier, it takes a lot of money to do what we do, because you're promoting and marketing and paying for pictures, doing this and a whole bunch of stuff. And the typical person who gets into real estate has a misconception of what it is. I go, if you ever want to come with me for a week, ride in my car and we'll listen, whatever appointments I have that week. Yeah. And you can actually see what a realtor does on a week-to-week, on a day-to-day basis, and then make your decision when you want to. Be more than glad to take you.
Yeah.
But if you're just thinking you're going to just make extra money part-time and it's all bubble gum, it's not.
Right. So yeah, let's go do an epoxy.
Yeah, exactly. Mix those two parts that get really high in that shower. It's like, oh my God.
I picture you like Mr. Miyagi bringing like Daniel.
Yeah, left, right.
All right, here's what a real estate agent does. Wait, what am I doing this for?
Oh my gosh. It was and then I had another client. You said just recent stories. I'll give you one more. A couple weeks ago, had a client that going through divorce, and they had restraining orders on each person, right? So it was not a good situation. Wife had to be out by 12:30 on Saturday. Husband had to Monday at 12:30 to get all his stuff out, and he was supposed to clean, broom sweep the house, get everything else out of the house. I show up at 12:31, and the house looks like this room. Everything's in there. Now, buyers are coming at 7:30 that night. We're closing 9:00 the next day. And I'm looking around this 3,000 plus square foot house, basement finish, every floor, stuff everywhere. Oh, so I call the wife. I go, I know you're not supposed to be in here, but we got a problem here. So what I did is I went through my list of everybody I sold houses to this year. I said, you want a free $12,000 dining room table? It's yours. You want that free $8,000 wicker furniture out there? Come by. You got to pick it up. So we liquidated 4-bedroom house with everything in 7 hours. I had cleaning ladies.
7 hours.
7 hours. I had cleaning ladies come clean. I threw out 88 contractor bags of stuff, so I called another company to come to get that. By 7:00, that house was both clean as this table is.
Oh, my God.
Did my clothes look like they did when I started? No, they were totally wrecked. But got the house totally cleaned, and I was making phone calls and moving stuff, cleaning stuff, throwing stuff out, because, under the staircase, they had all these tools. And I mean, it was just stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
But we did it. So again, another agent most likely would not have rolled their sleeves up and did the manual part of that work, because I'm not young. My back is killing me. My knees aren't that great. I have a hip replacement because I fell in a crawl space one time. But anyway, long story short, I broke my hip. But anyway, I got it done. And without calling 500 people, because again, she was not in a financial position to hire all these people. Otherwise, I would have called, call this guy, call that guy, $5,000, we'll get it all out. Didn't have the funds to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what made that a little bit more interesting. So
that's a classic problem solving, pivoting moment, just
getting it done. When I grew up, there was no such word as can't. You always had to figure out a way how to figure out the problem. So my dad always taught me that, and everything is fixable. So, I've taken dryers apart, where the heating element doesn't work, or those little roller wheels on those big front loaders, like ding, 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 ding. No problem. I'll order the wheels on Amazon, take the whole thing apart, lay it out in 9 different pieces, reinsert the roller blade wheels in there, and put it all back together and done. Yeah. Because most people, it's the year of the replacement. I'll just buy another dryer for $900. Why? Buy the part for $35 and I'll fix it for free and, whatever, and get it done. I had a lady, it's probably about 10, 15 years ago. House was listed with another agent. I took it over, and her kitchen was really, 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 really outdated. So I said, let's put some stainless steel appliances. I'll go with you. We'll go buy an inexpensive package. We'll pick it out and get it delivered. The stuff that they brought was Frigidaire type stuff, but it was very, very thin, sharp metal. So when they installed the stove underneath the counter, they left a gap instead of raising it up like on a 2x4.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
that.
It's
stupid. Yeah. So I go, I'm going to pull the stove out. I'm going to build a base, and we're going to put it all back in. So pulled the stove out, built the base. As I was putting the stove back in, I had my hand in the back metal. I just pressed it down a little bit, and I cut my hand. I don't know if you can see it. Big scar right there. Yeah. And it was bleeding really bad. And I go, you got any crazy glue? She goes, yeah. So I crazy glued it shut, finished the job, and then I went to the hospital to get the stitches.
Come on.
No, that's serious. You can see the stitches right there. Yeah. But I got the stove mounted, and it looks great. And we sold the house. So she was very happy.
And that's not a part-time agent. Come on.
That's... First of all, there wouldn't be an agent that would even worry about taking a stove out. They would call somebody to come and do that.
Yeah. Do you know how to fix an ice maker? Because I have a problem.
I've done ice makers.
Really?
I got to fix. Matter of fact, I just ordered a part for a dishwasher for somebody else yesterday. Did you? Yeah, my door doesn't lock. So I bought the mechanism to lock the door. I'll take part the front door and put that part in.
And I think, the classic, mindset of consumer today is that, I can just get it from Amazon or ABT or Apt or whatever. And that's just not how, like, my dad grew up in the 30s and the Depression era. So they were taught, like you said, to fix,
right?
To like keep that as long as you possibly can.
Exactly.
And so I watched him as I was growing up, just take every single car that we had and fix it in the cold winter. And I always said he could make a rock run if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's fixable. So, but as a kid, I got entitled to the point where I was like, I don't want to do that. And now I'm kicking myself because every time my car breaks down, guess what happens? I freak out.
You got to take it out.
I freak out,
I even had a lady who had a big deck and had a tree growing in the middle of her deck. Took the tree out.
You took the tree out?
No, she took the tree out and had somebody take the tree out, but left the hole in the middle of their truck's deck. I go, we can't have a hole in the middle of the truck's deck. She goes, well, I can't get anybody out to do it. So I took all the boards off her truck's deck. It took me 2 days to do this. Cut them, bought all new clips, put them all down. Then I went to Oswego to a place that sells the truck's deck that was close enough because theirs was done like 10 years ago. So they're, they do color changes and all that, and then retrimmed it out to make it look great. It was a huge deck, but that is no longer there. They go, this looks beautiful. I go, yeah. What'd you expect? It took me two whole days.
That's going to add you another 1%. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the stuff that, like, I appreciate it. Like how you started out this message was, I saw agents that weren't doing their job well. And so you're taking this to a whole different level.
Right.
And I think that that's something to be said. And I don't think that people realize how hard agents really work. And you're really showing that.
That's true. The top percent.
For what they're paid. Because you could do the math on it. You could do the math.
Oh, yeah. The top percent agents really do work hard and really know the products that they're selling. They know, what a double tap breaker is in a box and stuff like that, or how to fix things. The other ones, not so much. But you got to realize when you do a home inspection, agents that rely on their attorney to write that letter. First of all, attorneys really don't know anything about houses. Second of all, attorney wasn't there for the home inspection. So they're reading one sentence that a home inspector writes, and they're trying to get that message conveyed, what they need to be repaired for something that they have no idea what they're writing about. But anyway. So anyway.
And the other thing, too, is they don't have the bedside manner. Like,
no, it's this or that.
I've literally called out attorney, and no offense to attorneys. We love some of the attorneys.
Yes, we do love attorneys.
Yeah, we love attorneys. But I've actually called out people for the inspection letter. Like, you're literally making it sound like you want to kill this deal. That's not that's not the case. I had, even on my own deal, I had the attorney go, "Are you sure you want this house?" Yes. Give me some credits. Give me, like, this is part of the negotiation. Right. But don't tell me not to buy something I want to buy, right? So either way, I think that's something to be said about a really seasoned agent is kind of going there and kind of making sure that your team, like you said, is having that bedside manner to keep the deal together. And that's not like you're trying to sell them something they shouldn't be buying. Right. But at the end of the day, the people, if they want the house, they're going to buy the house. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, well, I love it. You are just awesome, and all, like, you taught me something new, and I'm going to take it home with me, is really just to get it done, and to not just, I'm going to try to fix my ice maker. That's one.
All right, there you go.
All right, without, because my wife came up to me and she said, sorry, Laura, she came up to me, she goes, "We just need a new refrigerator." I'm like, "No, we don't need a new refrigerator. We just got to fix this ice piece, this ice maker."
Okay, I'll give you one. Can I give you one more quick story?
Yeah.
Actually, two, but I'll give you one. So I had a client bought a house, and he looked like Michael Landon, beautiful guy, whatever, but he has no skill level whatsoever. So his stepson was living in the basement, and the ejector pump failed, which is where all the waste goes, and then the motor grinds it up and puts it in the sewer line, right? So he goes, "Jeff, I need to earn my man card." He goes, "I want you to help me do this, but I want to do all the work. I'm going to go to Home Depot. I'm going to line up all these ejector pumps. You tell me which one to buy, what pipe to buy. Tell me how to do it." Now, mind you, this ejector pit's this wide. It's that deep, filled with what. So I go, "No problem. I'll help you out and do all this stuff." So the guy buys all the stuff. He puts it all together. I told him how to glue it and do everything, right? Except he forgot one joint. So he's FaceTiming. He goes, "Watch, I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to show you it's going to work." Plugs it in his basement. The pipe's separated. He can't reach the thing where to turn it off. So it's got 20 gallons of what in there. It shot out of that pipe, hit his subfloor, came down on him.
Oh.
He's covered in that stuff. It was the best video I ever saw in my entire life. I was laughing so hard. Guy goes, "I'm such an idiot." I go, "Yeah, you are." So
Michael Landon.
Oh my God! So he really got his man card that time. He's got his man card on him. But so that's why I do the stuff myself versus tell people how to do it. So,
well, I was just gonna say, I mean, hey, maybe I need to call you and have you. This isn't like that though. So we'll see. All right, so this leads me into the 3 random questions. All right,
3 random. All right.
If you could be anywhere in the world today besides this cool podcast, where would it be?
Bahamas.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever been there before?
71 times.
Come on, 71 times.
71 times, yeah. I love, Atlantis, the Bahamas, Nassau, all that is my happy place. Really? Yeah, I watched Game 7 of the World Series with Little Me. Yeah. So I was drinking beer with him, and he's like this. I mean, he's on a little. I got pictures. I'll show you.
Yeah,
little scooter guy.
Yeah, the Vern guy, right?
Yeah, Irv. Yeah. Okay. But that was really cool. I flew down to the Bahamas one time with Jerry Springer next to me in first class, and everybody's getting on the plane going, Jerry. That was pretty cool. He goes, "It's all bubble gum." And I swam in the ocean with Carrie Underwood, bought her drinks, and
All in the Bahamas.
Oh yeah, Paula Dean I met. I gambled with LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Earl Boykins. I mean, everybody pretty much down there. I even gambled with Buddy the Cake Cop Boss.
Really?
And yeah, it was some. Even that Flavor Flav guy, gambled with him. Who was just on Dancing with the Stars a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
he's crazy, but yeah. So it's a very cool, interesting place. There's a lot of people that have a lot of money down there, way more than me. But it's interesting to see where everybody comes from, the way of life to get to that spot.
Right.
So yeah, I went there on my wedding anniversary in 1985 and been there every year since.
So is it Atlantis? Is that?
Yeah, it wasn't Atlantis the first time I went down there.
Right.
It was Merv Griffin, then a couple other names, and then it finally turned into Atlantis.
And that's the specific place you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because I've been thinking about going there. We actually went on a Disney cruise and we had an option.
Well, if you ever go there, I will give you the house tour.
Really?
Oh gosh.
All right. Good. I like that.
This is a true story. So 2019, my son, we had an engagement party. I rented out called the Dune. That's exactly where they filmed Casino Royale from James Bond, the first Daniel Craig movie, right?
Yeah.
So I rented out the restaurant, but right outside the restaurant is this little cool bar on the ocean, and we were all there. And there's a lady playing the piano and singing and stuff, and the only other person that was at that bar was Mick Jagger. I have pictures of that.
Really?
So the lady goes, anybody's birthday? And one of my neighbors, Brittany, goes, yeah, it's my birthday. So came up and sang happy birthday, and Mick Jagger sang happy birthday. It was the coolest thing ever.
You saw like a mini concert with Mick Jagger with a piano?
Well, yeah, we were only in this little bar about the size of this room, so it was really cool. And then his two bodyguards that were with him go, Jeff, we have a problem here. I go, what's that? He goes, you rented out the entire restaurant. We have no place for Mick Jagger to eat.
Oh my god!
I got a great place for you. It's called Great Cliff. You go on an island. It's a 5-star restaurant. So they went to Great Cliff, had a wonderful meal, and they came back and they go, thank you for the recommendation. It was awesome. But yeah, so there's a lot of James Bond references down in the Bahamas too. The Thunderball where Sean Connery was. Yeah. The house is still there on the. I mean, it's got a lot of cool stuff.
Oh, good.
Wow. Yeah, so you ever want to go? I'll tell you how to do it.
All right, I am definitely gonna. I'm gonna call you on that.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like you've met a lot of people, but if you can meet one person that you haven't met, either whether it be alive or not, who would that be?
Boy, that's a tough question because there's probably somebody in history. So, probably Winston Churchill or somebody like really cool who was pivotal, or somebody on the American side, whatever, who made all the wars end, and it was just somebody of that who was deciding factors. Somebody like history, somebody like that, I guess.
Yeah, because you're big in history too, right?
Oh, I like history and things like that. But I mean, celebrities. I met a lot of celebrities in my life. I mean, I was on when I did that music industry type thing, I was in the green room with Brett Favre after he won the Super Bowl, and Kevin Spacey. I'm on stage with Jay Leno. I mean, I met all those type people, and they're all cool. But somebody of like a real, what I call real person of who really did something like that. Yeah. Where he saved Britain from being, talking whatever language they would have been talking.
Right.
Right. But and the going forward and making things happen, and making people believe that he can do those things.
Right.
So somebody like
changing,
that.
Changing history. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Simple question. If you could have any food right now, let's say it was your last meal, what would it be?
A Great Cliff filet and their Caesar salad. Their Caesar salad so good you take a bath in it.
Really?
Oh my God.
Right, Great Cliff. You should be getting some affiliate.
Oh, Great Cliff is by far the coolest restaurant I've ever been into. It's in the Bahamas, but it's like a place you've never gone. Matter of fact, Jimmy Fallon did his Tonight Show spit down at Great Cliff on New Year's Eve several years ago. But it's just the coolest vibe, coolest everything late. But you go downstairs, it's the second largest privately owned wine cellar in the entire world. And it has bottles of wine going back to 1776, and they're all put in jail cells from the pirates. So it's all like built on this pirate thing. It's cool, but the food is just amazing. And the guy who owns it, and he sits there every night. He owns his own plantation for cigars. So the guy sitting there rolling I don't smoke cigars, but it's really cool to watch. They hand roll cigars there for you every night, and it's just the coolest vibe place. And food and the drinks it's just phenomenal. He owns a chocolate company. He owns a lot of things. Yeah. This guy, whatever he touches is, but that's where all the movie stars go. But you could eat down in the wine cellars, one room down there. But every year when we bring all our families on there, we go there in July, we bring like 30 people. Yeah. We're out the private rooms and it's just awesome. Yes. And service is always, but it's just the coolest vibe. The vibe is the coolest place.
So if you can match up a vibe with the food, it's the top thing, you know?
I mean, it's just, you have to go there. Matter of fact, they filmed The Bachelor there 4 times.
Okay.
So recently, they're out dancing in the backyard or eating whatever. They filmed it there 4 times. And so it's got some cool, Bahamas is a really popular place for The Bachelors to go. Matter of fact, I swam with the pigs on Exuma, and my trip got held back half hour because the Kardashians were there ahead of me.
Oh, to the Kardashians.
I had to give up to Kim, you know. Yeah. The only reason why I knew Kim was there because it showed up on her Instagram. Hey, we're in Exuma, whatever.
All right.
Chloe and all that stuff. So.
Well, now I know where we're going to get our next vacation.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You said Atlantis, and then is the restaurant in Atlantis, or is it?
It's outside Atlantis, about 8-minute drive. Called
all right, good.
Yeah, you have to look that up. Man, just don't take Southwest Airlines there.
This is a whole nother episode. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jeff. And I always say this, but we are definitely having him on. Are you guys? Okay. So with that being said, we'll see you on the next episode of Loans and Drones. Thanks so much, Jeff.
Bill, thank you so much, my friend.
Appreciate it.
You.
All right.